I was walking outside this morning and I literally said to myself, it's about it's about 5 Rob Thomases outside. Which is like such a deep joke that you because when it's hot outside, I cannot not say, man, it's a hot one. Hello, I'm Alison Roman. Welcome to Home Movies. Today is a very special day. It is David's birthday.
We'll add sound effects.
No, I know we will. Thank you. So, as is now Home Movies tradition, when it's someone's birthday, we like to give them the gift of getting to select their home movie. Be the home movie you want to see in the world. What is the home movie you want?
Dress for the home movie you want to be, you know?
Yes. Lauren said that David was dressed like a celebrity that had been out all night and was at Starbucks ordering a latte the next morning.
Which is a compliment. I said you look like a celebrity.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
You're kind of.
It's true. Oh my God. Bullet Train.
He
Everyone
was in the
go see
club.
it.
Drake showed up. It was wild.
Exactly.
As you may remember last year, David requested a spicy fried chicken sandwich,
It's true.
which we made.
Massive hit. Thank you so much to everyone. For my birthday, I want you to like and subscribe.
Honestly, the biggest hit of that was people like being hot for David.
Shut the
It was- Do you want to tell everybody at home what you requested?
Yes, people at home, I requested an Amatriciana. I guess my personal favorite of the 4 Roman pastas.
We did carbonara
Yeah.
before, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And this is Amatriciana, inspired by David. Do you remember the first time
Love
you
this
had
guy. Honestly, probably in Rome at Roscioli.
it? Fancy.
The
Ooh.
best.
I'm
best
going
pasta
there
place.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, last time when I wasn't here, I was in Italy.
That's
people
right.
People thought we'd had a fight, which
No.
honestly we hadn't.
No.
Shout
And
out
when
to
we
us.
do have a fight, you'll never know.
Don't worry, no one ever knows except for Dan.
Yeah, our middle child.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm fucking.
Okay,
All
we're
right,
gonna
thank you
start
so much.
cooking. In its most basic form, Amatriciana is one of the 4 classic Roman pastas, the others being carbonara, alla gricia, and cacio e pepe. I have sort of long maintained since I became aware of those 4 pastas that Amatriciana is actually my favorite because it combines the porkiness of alla gricia and carbonara and the pepperiness of cacio e pepe. So to me, it's sort of like the best of all worlds. They're all sort of connected by their combinations of like pasta, pork, pepper, cheese in some capacity. You can use guanciale, which is the jowl of the pork. I also used it in carbonara. Pancetta is also a nice substitute. Pancetta is from the belly, it's cured. Guanciale is from the jowl, it's cured. They both have a lot of fat. Pancetta has more meat than guanciale, and the fat is really what we're after, not necessarily the meat. So if you have something like lardo, that would be good. Slab bacon, if you are gonna use it, try to get the unsmoked variety because pancetta and guanciale are not smoked. So we don't wanna introduce that smoky flavor because that reads as like bacon. We're just after like cured pork flavor. Pasta, I've had this in Rome with rigatoni, I've had it with bucatini. I'm gonna use rigatoni because we use bucatini a lot on this show, I feel like, and it's always nice to pluck out that one lucky rigatoni, am I right?
What does that even mean?
That's a throwback.
Oh.
David doesn't know what that means?
The one you eat?
Wow.
Yeah,
Let us know in the comments below if you know what I'm talking about.
Also, Dan pointed out to me last night, this is I think when this airs, it's our 50th home movie.
Really? 50 videos?
Doesn't it kind of feel like more?
Yeah. Well, also I'm wearing this shirt again and I walked out and I was like, can I wear this shirt again? And I was like, I wore this shirt like
You're a real
50
person.
episodes ago. Yeah, I'm a real person. I only have so many clothes, so give me a
Yeah.
break. Anytime I'm making pasta, the first thing I do is I fill this up with water and I put it on to boil. I'm gonna salt it heavily, salty like the sea, always and forever. All right, and I'm gonna make this sauce in a skillet. That was very Moira Rose of me. Skillet, sorry, chaos. David's birthday always makes me feel like uneasy. The sauce comes together actually quite quickly, but it's also not something that you need to eat right away. So this can be made in advance. There's no stressful moment in time where like something needs to happen immediately. So while that's happening, I'm just gonna kind of lazily start the pasta making or the sauce making process, and it will be ready in due time. You wanna avoid the urge to just like go absolutely wild with the guanciale. People love cured pork products, and oftentimes I think more is more. I don't think more is more here. And also like a little bit does go a long way, which is why typically this is sold in like, you know, a small-ish chunk. You're not buying like pounds of it at a time. This is 8 ounces. For 4 people, yeah, I would use half this. And that's an ounce per person, which feels right to me. It'll shrink down a lot. And again, see how like the marbling here, it's mostly fat and not a ton of meat, which is a really nice thing. Some people like to remove this skin part. I, for one, love it, and I'm not gonna remove that. The best Amatriciana I ever had, honestly, probably at De Cesare.
Oh yeah, Cesare is really good.
Yeah, the guanciale is like a bit thicker and like chunkier and like softer. The goal is to not crisp this up to make like chewy, crispy bits. It's like to sort of render it softly and subtly so that when you get a piece of it, it's like a beautiful piece of melting fat. I'm gonna cut these into like, what's that, a 1/2 inch? Yeah. They also don't have to be perfect cubes. This guanciale has like a nice layer of like black peppercorn and stuff on the back, which looks really good to me. And I'm just gonna cut this now into little quarters. These are about 1/2 inch cubes. You don't want like massive, massive pieces, but you do want enough of it to linger around so you have like little bits of fat to chew on. Cute.
That is cute.
So again, we're not trying to crisp this up. We're not looking for golden brown meat immediately. We are simply looking for this fat to render out nice and slow. I'm gonna give it a little splash of olive oil. Some people say don't do that. I like to start my fat in a little bit of fat.
Nice. What heat are you at?
I'm on low. I'm on like medium low. All right, this is gonna keep cooking, but already it's started to give us a lot of fat, which is really nice. If you notice that it's browning before it's rendering, turn your heat down.
It's a hot one.
I'm slicing this onion, not too thin, not too thick. We're not going for caramelize. We're going to like cook it in the fat so that you can like see the pieces of it. It should have some texture. And you could chop it, but I like to slice it. But the onion is there for like savoriness and for a bit of sweetness. Look how much fat has already come out. That's a lot of fat, actually. Like an astonishing amount of fat.
How would you rank the 4 Roman pastas?
I'd say Amatriciana, cacio e pepe, alla gricia, carbonara, for me.
Wow. Carbonara too rich?
Yeah, I need the acidity, I want the spiciness, and carbonara doesn't really have either. I mean, it's black pepper, but like I eat carbonara maybe once a year, and it's alone in my kitchen. Alone. Honestly, this is a really boring recipe video because there's not much to do. Everyone knows that the episodes that are for birthdays are like for the people. It's for people to get to know David better. Get ready with David. What were you gonna say about our friendship?
Oh,
Why don't you go up and talk about it?
Yeah, why don't you come up and talk?
you have a very unique gift for finding a smiley face
Oh,
in
yeah.
crazy things. So she'll send me a picture of something that looks like an onion, and I'm like, why are you sending me this random picture of an onion? And then she circles a smiley face in it. You see joy in everything.
That's so sweet. No one would ever say that about me.
Oh yeah. I mean, I see why they would say it, why they wouldn't, but it makes me nervous. I'm gonna stand further back.
I would honestly just probably do this over the skillet as I'm doing it if I were cooking at home, but I have some time to kill. While we wait for this guanciale to continue cooking and rendering, which is happening. It's changed significantly since we added it.
Do you send pictures of them?
No, I don't see joy the way Alison does. Am I good?
I think so.
Are you good? What else are you
good.
gonna do?
No, I'm gonna add the onions to the skillet now.
All right, cool. Thank you.
And while there is salt in that guanciale, I'm still going to add salt to the sauce, and that includes when I add the onions. So there's quite a bit of black pepper already from there, but depending on where your guanciale is coming from or what kind you have, you could also season it now with pepper as well. And the reason that the guanciale is there and why there's so much of it and why we're after that fat is because tomatoes are obviously very lean. There's no fat in there. They're also highly acidic. And things like butter, olive oil, fat really cut through the acidity and make the tomato experience a lot more palatable. The content of like high fat and tomato like really are a beautiful match.
Like us.
Oh, just like,
Like our-
David and I. Which
like
one are
our
you, the tomato or
friendship.
the fat? I'm the tomato.
Yeah, I'm with
For
her. She's a
sure.
tomato. She's acidic as
People are really going to be shipping Alison and David after this.
Yeah, they really.
I mean, they should ship us. We're very close friends.
Saying you ship someone, that means you wish them to be together in a
Yeah, I'm
relationship.
saying let's have a platonic
David didn't
ship.
know that, so this whole time when people are like, we ship, he's like, yay!
No, that's
I'm like,
not true.
no.
No. First of all, I've never
Friendship.
been like yay, but I think we should normalize friendship shipping.
We ship you.
Yeah.
Friendship. I like to take my onions almost to fried, which I'm sure might be controversial, but it's just my preference. I like the texture of them. I like the sweetness that it brings, and I like that depth of flavor that comes that only can come from like a well-browned onion. And in the process, the bits of guanciale will start to brown and crisp, but that's okay because they've already given up so much of their fat. I'm gonna add the tomatoes now. I just crushed this by hand. It's a different texture than a can of crushed tomatoes, which is why I opt for the can that I crush whole. I almost never call for a can of crushed tomatoes. From brand to brand, it's too inconsistent. I'd much rather crush it by hand. Watch out for splatter. Splash zone, Dennis. Oh, I forgot to add the chili flake. I'm gonna add the chili flake really quickly. I got it in that little bit of fat over there. And because of that fat, just like any other emulsification, like a vinaigrette or an aioli, the sauce almost does kind of read as creamy because you're combining a fat with the water from the tomato and the fat from the pork. It's like the unifying element of a lot of these pastas. Creaminess without cream. Creaminess from fat. Creaminess from emulsification.
How long does this go for?
I don't see this as like a long cooking sauce. You do want to definitely take like the tinny edge off of raw tomatoes from a can. Let's call it, I'm gonna say we're gonna cook this for minutes and someone's gonna pipe that in once we do it.
15 to 20.
Minutes, how about that?
Great.
All right, I'm gonna season this with salt. We're cooking it down, we're taking the edge off. It's gonna marry in with the pork fat, with the onions. The onions will continue to soften. The pork will almost continue to soften. And it just needs like a gentle bubble, like that.
That's very sweet.
It is a sweet bubble. Our pasta water is boiling, our sauce is happening. You can see it's like thickened up considerably. It's turned like a really gorgeous brick red. But I'm gonna continue to let it just like simmer and keep cooking. When I eat Amatriciana, it's all I eat. It's like, that's the meal, that's it. But if I was eating this with like other things, like as part of a dinner, I would probably make 12 ounces of pasta. This sauce is thickening really nicely. And as it thickens, as the water evaporates from the tomatoes, the flavors like truly deepen and the sugars come out. It becomes more like, almost like caramelized flavor rather than like raw flavor. And it'll be like thicker and chunkier, which is fine because we also always have our pasta water to like help loosen things up if and when need be. We're back. The pasta's ready. I'm pulling it al dente. I'm gonna drain it. I'm gonna save a little bit of the water. But a word on the sauce, if you wanna see what I was after here. It's thick, it's chunky, it's juicy. So I'm gonna put it in here. Just because I think putting all that pasta in the skillet would be a nightmare. One lucky rigatoni. It's about a cup of pasta water. So this is the reason we cook our pasta al dente, right? We finish cooking it in the sauce, and we don't want it to overcook. It's step one, give it a head start in the water, the salted water. Step two, finish it in the sauce, which is why we add some of that water back to it so it like can also reduce, so at the end of it, you're back to that original consistency. I'm gonna give it a little bit more pepper and a little bit more chili. David, it's almost ready. Are you ready? Can you pop out that Invisalign?
Yeah, I'll do it right now.
We are gonna finish it with a little fresh garlic because that's how David likes it. So this pasta is ready to go. It's thickened, it's reduced. The tubes are perfectly cooked. It's tomatoey, but not, you know, like marinara-y. Okay, I'll try one. Oh, ha. That was not a lucky rigatoni. So porky, very good. I'm gonna grate the clove just directly in there. The sound is really something, huh?
It's very unctuous.
Interesting word.
That looks tight.
And then I would say I'm gonna shower it with cheese.
Okay, cheers to you. Us.
Happy
what?
birthday to you.
Oh my God, thank you so much for the song, guys. This is exactly what I wanted.
Yay! That was so weird. What do you think of it?
I think it's really good.
What does
honestly.
it need? Anything?
What are its flaws?
Yeah.
Ask a more Alison Roman question. What's wrong
Wow.
with it though? No, it's great. I like it a lot.
I believe-
Guanciale, great size.
Yeah, it's like you get little bits of like beautiful chewy pork every now and then. It's a little spicy, maybe.
No, I mean not for me.
Oh.
I'd like for it to be like 5 Rob Thomases out of 5. You know. Thank you so much for all of this birthday greatness. Appreciate you.
Make your friend their favorite pasta for their birthday. It's a great gift.
Also, tell your friends you love them.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you.
Yeah. Happy home movies, guys.
Happy home movies.
We did it.
Happy 50th birthday, home movies.
Oh, not the way birthdays
You
work.
old.